From the stars to our soul, it's worth more than all the gold. Nature's strength. Many people wonder why no one seems to listen to what they have to say. It could be the people at work, your friends, or your family members. Have you ever felt that people just aren't listening to you? If you've ever wanted to be a leader or even just have your points validated now and then, this video is for you. It's all about being given authority. Not the kind that's on paper or given to you by a title or age, but genuine authority, where people just seem to respect you naturally. Your words hold weight. People who are respected have several things in common. They don't talk just to fill the silence. They wait until they have something important to say. They listen to other people. They don't plan what they'll say next while others are talking, but honestly take what they say into account. They have control over their emotions. They don't get angry when someone doesn't agree with them or challenges their point of view. They state their case with logic and facts, not emotions. They don't put others down by bringing up the past or irrelevant issues. They debate the subject, not the person. This maturity and professionalism demands respect. It sets a precedent and invites others to act accordingly. It brings out the best in everyone involved. You've shown mastery of self, control over your emotions. You show that you're not easily distracted by petty insults and references to past failures, but can focus on the task at hand. You've shown self-authority. When you have control over yourself, others naturally begin to follow you. There are specific steps to gain authority over yourself and others. Now, these are not overt. There will be no official declaration, but people will start to naturally pay more attention to what you have to say. Your words will have more meaning than someone who doesn't exhibit such control. So, what are these steps? Well, first, we have to gain control over ourselves. The wheel of assuming self-authority starts in the South, as most wheels do. We begin with maturity because if we aren't mature enough to properly go down this road, we will fail. It only takes one decision to change your life. And this is one of the most important things you can do to improve the rest of your time here on Earth. Experience comes from adversity. If we aren't mature enough to see this, we aren't ready to assume self-authority and will continue to feel as though we can't prevent all the bad things from happening or learn from them. It isn't until we change our perspective, take our emotional reaction and set it aside, that we can use adversity to gain experience and turn something bad into something good. Everyone will lose from time to time. No one is always successful. There are people that are so afraid to make a mistake or that something bad will happen to them that they allow their fear to keep them from living life. We have to be willing to experience adversity in order to learn and grow. When we make a movie, we do takes. Take one, take two, and so on. We do the scene as many times as is necessary until we get it right, as many takes as it's needed. And there's no shame in doing many takes, sometimes dozens and dozens of takes before we get it right. Every actor, every movement, every camera angle, every light, every prop must all be working properly and together. And sometimes it takes 50 takes before we get it right. We should be more forgiving of ourselves in real life. So often we expect ourselves to get it right on the first take. The timing, the lines, the inflection of our voice, and we never practice these things. We just expect ourselves to be perfect, fresh out of the door. This is impractical. We will make mistakes. We will be misunderstood. We'll stutter and stammer, forget what we wanted to say. We'll trip over furniture and forget to speak up so we can be heard at times. And this is all just part of life. But if we relive our embarrassing moments, it can make us afraid to try again. Trust me, no one else is replaying the painful past as much as we are. Everyone else probably forgot about what we did because they were too worried about the flub they made, the spaghetti stain on their shirt, or concerned over whether we can smell the weed or alcohol in their breath and other such things. So don't be afraid of making mistakes because our mistakes give us experience. This naturally brings us to step 2. Battles will be lost. Now, in this case, we're thinking of our daily quest to get our needs met as a small battle. We won't have our way all the time. And when we lose one of these little battles, we go back to step 1 and remember that this has given us experience. As we can see on the assuming authority wheel in the South, this takes control. We must control our emotions. Remember, emotions are always in the South. And to see the experience we've gained in losing our little battle. This ability to silence our emotions and analyze the situation in a way that leads to success is taking responsibility. We realize that we're responsible for how we react to any given situation. In fact, that may be all we can control in many cases. By being responsible for our emotional reaction, we become more mature. And remember, maturity was the first step necessary to traverse this path. We've allowed ourselves to dream of a better way in order to manifest it into our lives. The Southwest, the place of dreams on the wheel of assuming authority, is the place of interpretations on the wheel of life. And when we allow ourselves to use our interpretation and dream on what happened, either while waking or sleeping, we may find another way that's more successful. Our loss has helped to build our character. And instead of focusing on the loss and being upset about it, we've moved on to finding a better way. Now, at this point, you might be getting confused between the wheel of assuming self-authority and the wheel of assuming authority. We must have authority over ourselves first before we can expect to have authority over others. It must be earned, and we do that by showing we have control over our own emotions and the ability to react appropriately. In the west of the wheel of assuming self-authority, we have strength. It takes strength to gain control over our own emotions. When we get to the wheel of assuming authority, we see that this has now turned into power. We have the power to inspire others and show them our visions of the future. First, we gain our strength. Then we have access to our power. Do you see how these two wheels work together with each other? Losing builds character. At no point on any of these wheels are we assured against loss. Loss is inevitable. How we accept that loss and what we do about it is how we continue to build our character and exhibit control over ourselves. The more often we lose, the greater our opportunity to build our character. When we learn from our loss, whether it's how to lose gracefully or finding more successful ways, we refine our character. This benefits others as well as ourselves because now we can share our maturity by example. We can show others better ways to accept their losses. Many people have only seen angry temper tantrums and long periods of denial when witnessing others who have lost. And this gives them a rare look at a mature reaction to loss. It shows them how much better our world could be and how much more productive it is to spend our time refining our efforts instead of living in denial. You'll find people admire and respect you when you act like this. This is what makes people want to follow your dreams and goals. This is what a leader does. They set a good example. Thank you for watching.
From the stars to our soul, it's worth more than all the gold.